Welcome back to the R&D podcast. My name is Dalton. I'm joined today with
RJ.
Today we're going to be talking about the LSU versus Clemson game. LSU going on the road to Clemson after not having been very good in starting games, opening games, past couple of seasons. What do you think Brian Kelly is going to do to be able to establish and get a win here on the road first game of the season?
Well, they brought a lot of returning players on defense, right? Returning and then transfers, right? So Brian Kelly has to execute on defense against this Clemson offense because Clemson's going to throw the ball. They're really good at that. So Cade Klubnik, maybe a Heisman winner, So Brian Kelly, because I feel like Brian Kelly's offense can compete with Clemson's offense, but defensive-wise, they brought a lot on, and if that defense can execute, LSU could be a playoff contender this year. So
no doubt. Last year you saw Blake Baker's defense struggle,
yeah,
especially against mobile QBs, right?
Oh yeah.
And Cade Klubnik, I'm high on Cade Klubnik. I mean, he is my Heisman Trophy winner at the end of the season. Like, if I'm putting money on it, I'll like Cade Klubnik. I think he's got good receivers at the helm. I think he's got a good offensive line. He's well protected. But LSU's defense, you add a guy like Patrick Payton off the edge. You add a guy, Mansour Delane from Virginia Tech, good corner. They've put together the right pieces on defense to be able to make a good team. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't get Bryce Underwood, right? Michigan snags them from him. Yeah. He was going to be offered a pretty large penny from NIL. So I think they go out and they get these necessary pieces that Blake Baker was lacking last year, right? And then you return a guy like Whit Weeks. He's a team captain. He's a good, really good linebacker.
Oh, no doubt.
I mean, he can make plays. He's fun to watch. But, just overall, if LSU's performance on defense can be good in this game and just kind of make Cade Klubnik over-improvise sometimes, because we all know LSU was bad against mobile QBs last year.
Yeah.
And just so happens, Cade Klubnik, he can use his legs. Like, if he can get outside the pocket, he can make a lot of plays. He can improvise really well. But sometimes he has he makes the mistake, like a lot of quarterbacks do, and over-improvising and turning the ball over and making a bad play. But going, to run game, like Caden Durham for LSU. Last year, you saw LSU fail to get him really involved in a lot of the games. And Nussmeier, great quarterback. We haven't really talked about him yet. Awesome. But he had to throw the ball a lot. He didn't have the run game. So you saw a lot of interceptions come at late in games or in the middle of games because, hey, you don't have that run threat.
Well, I feel like LSU can definitely establish the run more. Their O-line is supposed to be good. So if LSU can establish the run more, and also Garrett Nussmeier not to force the ball and throw more checkdowns, LSU can have a pretty good year and have this game in the bag.
Yeah, we're pretty high on LSU, but I really think this Clemson team, they return 80% of production. They're going to be really good.
Yeah.
You got the number one defensive line in the country. I mean, you got TJ Parker, Peter Woods. These guys are disgusting. Yeah. I mean, they are just – but last year they struggled against the run, right?
A lot, yes. Especially against SEC teams.
Yeah, for sure. 86th or 84th in the country in rushing defense, like 160 yards allowed per game. That's not going to win you football games.
No.
No matter who you play, that's not going to win you football games. At least not a better team that can do both.
And then they have the more passing yards in the game. They just don't have the rushing this year. And normally every Clemson team that was good had a good running back that can run the ball. So,
I mean, you look back at Trevor Etienne. He was their dog. I mean, there's not much else to say about him. He made plays, but Clemson runs a similar defense. They run the 4-2-5. And the 4-2-5, you can really take advantage of overloading sides of the line, getting gap mismatches because it's a simple defense. It's a lot like the 4-2, 4-2-5. Just in the fact that it's just simple gap schemes. Like, everybody knows that they have an assignment, but whenever LSU has two tight ends, right? They have Trey'Dez Green and I want to say it's Cole Taylor. They're both 6'7". One of them's 240. Trey'Dez is 6. I mean, he's 240 and crazy athletic. Yeah. Kid was a really good basketball player. I mean, he shows off his agility really well. And the other one's just a straight utility guy. I mean, he can do everything you want him to do. He is a straight, pure football player.
Well, how do you think Tom Allen's 4-2-5 nickel can perform against his high-powered offense, LSU's offense?
I mean, kind of like what I was saying, it's just like, how can it perform, or how can LSU do better against it to be able to beat it? Like
how can Clemson's 45 perform against LSU?
I mean, it can do pretty well as long as everybody holds up their job. I mean, Clemson, you look at this defense that's returning. It's pretty good defense, especially like we were talking about the defensive line.
Right.
You have TJ Parker get in the backfield, make Nuss. Because like last year, you saw Nuss almost try to like just not let the play in. Like take your loss, take the sack, throw the ball.
Kid has some balls thrown downfield.
Oh.
He'll throw that thing.
No doubt. And he'll try to make a play. Sometimes it'll come back and bite him.
Yeah.
And he
tries to
on the ball.
overdo it.
No doubt. And sometimes whenever you just got to take your loss on the play, take the 5-yard sack instead of turning the ball over.
He's trying to look for that big play, and you can't just force the ball like that.
Exactly. And last year, if you look back at LSU, you thought that offensive line was a nasty room, which they were.
Yeah.
But you thought they were going to be able to run the ball 10 times better than what they did, and they just weren't able to.
Yeah.
And so, looking at this season, you got to hope that they can do something to get like gash this Clemson front to be able to give Nussmeier some more time and a little bit of help.
That's like the opposite side of the game. Clemson, 0-3 last year against SEC teams. Well, they didn't have any rushing yards. The SEC team had times more rushing yards than Clemson last year in those 3 SEC games. So if Clemson can establish the run, they have the game, right? So this is going to make it a close game. Whoever can establish the run more in this game will win this game. So.
And speaking about that, like Clemson, you have a wide receiver that gets converted into a running back, Adam Randall.
Yeah.
6'2", I think he's 245 or 235. Yeah. I mean, the kid's a monster. Like, if you can get that is one of my keys to the game for Clemson to win, which we'll touch on later, is getting him the ball out of the backfield, making him a receiving threat, because it's really hard to account for the running back in the passing game if it's done correctly. Especially whenever you're Clemson and you run, you have several receivers out wide that can probably be wide receiver runs at most colleges, in college football. So if you can get Adam Randall involved in the passing game, I feel like that's a huge step forward to being able to win this game for Clemson.
Yeah, if let's just say if Clemson's run game, well, let's say if LSU's defense doesn't execute like they're supposed to, Clemson doesn't have to run the ball.
Mm-mm.
They have Cade Clement that can get out of the pocket, make big plays. They have their wide receiver room they need to win this game also. So if LSU doesn't execute on defense, Clemson is going to run up the score on them.
Yeah, and you saw, like we were talking about, Clemson struggle against running QBs, mobile QBs. Like Jalen Milroe went for a crazy amount on them last year. I mean, any quarterback that was halfway mobile, it felt like their game plan completely broke down.
Yeah.
This year, I think you'll see a changed LSU team. At least that's what a lot of people are counting on.
I believe so too. If that defense actually executes this year, they're going to be a real deal, no doubt, in the SEC.
Oh, no, yeah, 100%. They're a scary team to play.
Yeah.
Especially if you have to go to Death Valley.
Oh.
But Clemson, on the other hand, they're one of the scariest teams in college football. You get to this first game, and you can clean slate in the ACC because, like, let's look, Miami, right? Miami's a good team, but you don't really know what you have there. Yeah. They'll probably be a lot better at the end of the season than they will be at the start of the season, no doubt.
Yeah.
Which they got Notre Dame opening game, which we'll talk about that in the next episode more than likely. But really talking about, just getting D-line pressure for Clemson, getting D-line pressure on Garrett Nussmeier is going to be one of the biggest factors in the game. Yeah, make him uncomfortable, and just kind of touching into the keys to victory for Clemson.
Because you don't want to give Nussmeier time to throw that ball.
No, I mean, the kid will absolutely pick you apart. His dad being an offensive coordinator, a coach all of his life, like the kid's got the knowledge. He knows where he wants to go with the ball. He knows what he wants to do with it.
So what's your keys for Clemson winning this game?
Other than Adam Randall getting involved in the passing game and TJ Parker and Peter Woods just being the dominant force that they already are up front, right. I would say, kind of like I've already touched on a little bit, it's just Cade Clement being smart with the ball. Like, you're a mature quarterback. You're a really good player. Don't take yourself out of this game before you even get into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't give LSU any freebies to be able to get by on, because you don't want to give Garrett Nussmeier the ball too much, or LSU will run the score. I mean, you got Barry and Brown over there now. Yeah. The kid's fast. He's a playmaker. He's going to make some plays. I mean, they throw a little bubble screen to him. He could take it to the house. Yeah. You never know with him. So I feel like that's probably one of the biggest. What are you thinking about for LSU?
Well, you got to win them trenches against this Clemson's D-line. God, this Clemson's D-line is nasty. So LSU win the trenches, execute on defense, and then Garrett Nussmeier extending plays, going out the pocket, not forcing the ball, and hit your checkdowns will be the key factors for LSU winning this game. So,
yeah, I agree with that. I think we're both kind of leaning to the same team in this game. We'll move towards our score prediction side of things. We'll pop them up on the screen there, and you also have the betting stats at the bottom, but we'll touch on those in just a second. This game's going to be held 6:30 Central. It's going to be a night game.
Yeah.
It's going to be a crazy atmosphere.
At the real Death Valley.
Yeah.
Sorry, LSU fans. I'm an SEC guy, I promise.
But I'll let RJ get into his score prediction first and kind of explain why he thinks it's going to be that way.
So I'm going to go 38-34 Clemson. I feel like it may be a higher game, but I'm going to go there for now. 38-34 Clemson. It's a elite QB duel here, man. Two guys that can throw the ball deep, not scared to throw the ball, So I got Clemson 38-34, and Clemson just has a better defense than LSU, I believe so.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Looking at my score, I mean, I have them 34-31, pretty similar scores. I feel like the main, kind of like RJ was touching on, the main factor in this game will be Clemson's defense. And if you can be able to shut down Nuss, make him make a mistake, 1 turnover, 2 turnovers this game is going to go a long way. It's the first game of the season. There's going to be some sloppy play, no doubt about it. But as far as Clemson goes, Adam Randall at the backfield, I'm high on him. I think he'll be great. Yeah. Now, but like I said, LSU's got 2 tight ends that they can use to create unfavorable, mismatches in a 4-2-5 scheme, be able to get the running game going. But last year they failed to do that. And their offensive line, they add one guy, Braylon Moore, who has 1,400 snaps in his career. He's pretty well, he's a veteran. But I don't think their offensive line this year is much better than it was last year, if at all. So I think where it all comes down to it is Clemson's defense is going to be better than LSU's offense. Maybe not better than LSU's offense, but they'll get the best of them 1 or 2 times that game, and that's where your biggest difference is. Like I said, I'm high on Cade Klubnik. I think he's going to be a great player.
I'm high on Garrett Nussmeier, but I'm just not sure about LSU's defense executing or not. So because it hasn't executed in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
Brian Kelly's offense is always there, but his defense is just inconsistent for me. So.
No doubt. But people have been high on Blake Baker's defense throughout training camp, fall camp and everything. So, I mean, you could see a whole different LSU team.
Were they not high on it last year too, though?
I mean, yeah, there was talks about it, but I mean, you kind of know with the Brian Kelly team, you're going to have a pretty good offense.
Yeah, he always has that good quarterback too. So
Jaden
Daniels.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels. That's for man. But as far as lines, like. You got Clemson -4 going in the game, over 57.5 points total. And you got -185 money line for Clemson. I think my favorite in this game is definitely the over 57.5 points. Yeah. I think both teams there's going to be a lot of points put on the board. And like I believe my score prediction, and like RJ was saying, he thinks it could probably even go even higher. The only reason I don't have mine going to the upper 30s is because of the fact that defense, if LSU's defense is as good as what they've built it to be, and they perform, I don't think it'll be that high a score in the game because I know Clemson's defense should be able to hold. Yeah. As long as there's not a lot of busted coverages, the score line should stay somewhere right around there. You should be able to cover. You should be able to get pretty close. This game's kind of scary to me. I probably wouldn't bet on it, but if I was, that would probably be my line I would take. But anyways, other than that, I think we've touched up on everything. It's going to be a great quarterback duel. 2 of the top teams in the country, probably 2 playoff contenders at the end of the year, especially Clemson. I think Clemson will make a good run at it this year with the ACC kind of having spotty teams. But this has been the R&D podcast. My name's Dalton.
RJ.
Catch us next time.
Like, share, and subscribe.